Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, where we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions anyone who has ever dealt with a narcissist has asked themselves. How do you protect your soul from these uninvited drama directors, the ones who seem to exist solely to drain your energy, leaving you exhausted and confused? I've been there, thinking I could endure it, believing that if I was patient enough, kind enough, the narcissist in my life would change. But then I had to face a harsh truth. They don't change, and I could no longer allow myself to be caught in that vicious cycle. I needed a way out, a plan that would not only help me survive but also reclaim my inner freedom. That's why I'm here today, to explore two powerful choices with you: no contact or low contact. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One path leads to no contact, where you cut ties completely, walking away with a lighter step and an unburdened heart. The other path is low contact, where you learn to step back, create a safe distance, and shield the deepest parts of yourself from their reach. Which choice is right for you? We'll dive deep into each path, breaking down the strategies from mastering the grey rock method, setting up impenetrable firewalls, to shining like golden rock with wise flexibility. The renowned psychologist Carl Gustav Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." And today we are choosing not to change the narcissist, but to change how we protect ourselves. I promise you there will be moments in this video that will make you nod and say, "Wow, this is exactly me." Because this isn't just theory, this is real-life experience, hard-earned lessons from the trenches. So, let's start with a simple question. Have you ever tried going completely no contact or just reducing communication with a narcissist? Whatever your answer is, drop a comment right now. I'd love to hear your story because each of us has a journey worth sharing. Let's start with no contact, the boldest, most decisive choice and perhaps the dream of anyone who has ever been wounded by a narcissist. No contact means saying a complete goodbye. No calls, no messages, no meetings, as if you've erased them from the book of your life and slammed it shut. This is the moment you hit the permanent mute button on that source of drama, leaving behind their manipulation, pointless arguments, and the guilt they've tried so hard to plant in you. If life were a play, no contact would be the moment you step off the stage, turn off the lights and leave them performing solo in their own silence. No more being pulled into their mind games, no more guessing what they'll do next. Just you, standing on your own 2 feet, breathing in the fresh air of freedom that you lost so long ago. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? And truly, when you pull it off, it works like magic. But this is where we have to face reality, and reality isn't always as simple as a dream. No contact isn't an option for everyone, not because we don't want it, but because life doesn't always allow it. If you share children with the narcissist, you can't just say goodbye and disappear. Soccer games, parent-teacher meetings will pull you back. If they're a co-worker you see every day, you can't block their number and still keep your job. And if they're family, a sibling, a parent, then no contact might mean severing other valuable relationships that you deeply cherish. I once watched a friend go no contact with her narcissistic brother. For 6 months she felt reborn. No more midnight phone calls, blaming her for everything. No more irrational guilt-tripping. But then came a big holiday and the family pressured her. "He's your brother, just one dinner." She reluctantly went back, and within 10 minutes she felt like she was being sucked into a black hole. 6 months of progress vanished. What does this tell us? No contact isn't just a decision, it's a commitment. And if life doesn't support it, it can crumble like a sandcastle against the waves. The psychologist Abraham Maslow, known for his hierarchy of needs, once said, "You can choose between safety and growth, but you must choose you can't have both." With no contact, you choose safety, safety for your soul, protection from the narcissist's toxicity. But if life forces you to grow within complex relationships, then no contact may be a beautiful dream you can't yet reach. So, what's the takeaway here? No contact is the ultimate weapon. When you can use it, it cuts off the toxicity and puts you back in control of your life. But if life doesn't give you that option, don't lose hope. We have another path, one that's more realistic, more flexible, and I'm about to walk you through it right now. If no contact is the ultimate dream, then low contact is the survival strategy, a smart, nuanced approach for those who can't erase a narcissist from their life but are determined to keep their soul intact. This isn't about running away. It's about stepping back, far enough that the drama can't reach you, but close enough to maintain relationships that can't be severed. Think of it as reducing toxic exposure to the bare minimum. Instead of drinking a strong, stress-inducing espresso, you switch to a soothing cup of chamomile tea, just enough to keep you aware without draining you. Picture this: you show up at a family gathering not because you want to, but because you can't avoid it, yet you stay for just 1 hour. You greet everyone, smile politely, and leave before things explode into yet another dysfunctional family horror show you've seen too many times. Or you run into your ex at your kid's soccer game, you nod, exchange only the necessary words, then vanish like a soul ninja, leaving them frustrated that they couldn't rope you into their game. That's low contact. You're present, but you're not really there. Your mind, your emotions, your soul, all protected behind an invisible boundary that you control. But don't let the simplicity of this concept fool you. Low contact isn't a walk in the park. It requires discipline, awareness, and sometimes a level of emotional toughness you never thought you had. Why? Because life won't make it easy for you. You'll have family members saying, "Come on, it's just one dinner, don't be so dramatic." Friends might nudge you, "It's just a quick meet-up, she's not that bad." These words aren't support, they're invisible strings trying to pull you back into the chaos you fought so hard to escape. Let's dig a little deeper. Why are these pressures so powerful? Because narcissists don't operate alone. They often have a support system, people who knowingly or unknowingly become their allies, those who either don't see or refuse to see the toxicity you're facing. I've been through this myself. At one point I decided I would only see my family on major holidays, but my mother kept calling, "If you don't come, everyone will be so sad." I almost caved, but then I asked myself, is their disappointment more important than my peace? The answer was no, and that was the moment I learned that low contact isn't just an action, it's a mindset. You place yourself above the drama, above the pressure, above the subtle manipulation of others. The psychologist Alfred Adler once said, "Freedom is the ability to choose, and the greatest choice is how you respond to circumstances." With low contact, you choose how to respond, not by running away completely, but by standing your ground, keeping your distance, and protecting your values. It's not as dramatic as no contact, but it's practical, flexible, and powerful in its own way. So, have you ever tried low contact? What's been the hardest part for you? Pressure from family, the temptation to engage, or just the lingering guilt? Share your story in the comments, because I believe every experience you share is a valuable piece of this journey. Now, let's dive into the 3 key tools that turn low contact into an art form: grey rock, firewall, and yellow rock. These aren't just strategies, they are psychological weapons. Shields that protect you from a narcissist's manipulation, allowing you to stay strong even when they try to pull you down. Let's break each one down, because each tool has its own unique power, and once you understand them, you'll feel stronger than ever. First up is grey rock, the art of deliberate boredom. Imagine turning yourself into a rock, not a dazzling gemstone, but a dull, unremarkable grey rock, devoid of emotion. Narcissists feed on drama, they thrive on your attention, they crave your reactions, and you take all of that away. They ask, "Why are you so quiet today?" You respond, I guess it's the weather." They provoke, "You think you're better than me?" You shrug, "Nah, just tired today." There's nothing for them to latch onto, nothing to stir up. They lose interest and walk away, like a hungry predator that can't find its prey. But what's the real power of grey rock? It's not just about making them bored, it's about taking back control. Narcissists want you to dance to their tune, but when you become grey rock, you force them to dance alone, and they hate that. I once used this technique with an acquaintance who kept trying to manipulate me. They would ask leading questions trying to provoke a reaction, but I only responded with short, neutral replies like, "Yeah, maybe." Eventually they gave up because I wasn't giving them any fuel to keep going. Next is firewall, the shield of impenetrability. This is where you build a solid wall around your personal life. No personal details, no openings, no chances for them to pry their way in. You only talk about neutral topics, the weather, a movie you watched, the tree in your yard. They try to dig into your life? Sorry, the firewall is up. They ask, "What did you do this weekend?" You respond, "Nice weather, probably just went for a walk." They push further. "With who?" You smile lightly, "Just by myself." The conversation dies, and you remain safely behind your protective wall. Going deeper, firewall isn't just about keeping secrets, it's about refusing to be a pawn in their game. Narcissists need information to manipulate you. They use even the smallest details to build weapons against you. When you give them nothing, you strip them of their power. I saw this firsthand in a work environment. A narcissistic coworker constantly tried to dig into my personal life to gain leverage, but I only replied with vague, surface-level responses like, "Yeah, been busy this week." Eventually, they moved on to someone else because I wasn't an easy target. Finally, we have yellow rock, the art of strategic flexibility. This is the go-to approach for those who need to maintain appearances, especially if you share children with a narcissist or have to keep some form of connection. You still smile, you're still pleasant, but you don't take the bait when they provoke you. They throw out an insult, you smile and say, "Yeah, beautiful day today." They try to drag you into an argument, you calmly say, "I guess we all have our perspectives." Your child sees you as normal and at ease, while the narcissist finds no way to hook you in. The strength of yellow rock lies in its balance, maintaining inner resolve while projecting outer flexibility. It requires awareness, knowing when they're setting a trap, and choosing a response that neutralizes it without harming others, like your children. I once watched a mother use yellow rock during a parent-teacher meeting with her narcissistic ex-husband. He kept trying to provoke her, but she simply smiled and said, "What really matters is that our child is happy, right?" He fell silent because she gave him no opening to escalate the situation. The psychologist Carl Rogers, a pioneer of humanistic therapy, once said, "The most wonderful thing of all is the act of becoming yourself." Grey rock, firewall, and yellow rock are all ways of becoming yourself, refusing to be swept up in a narcissist's games, refusing to let them define you. These three techniques are golden tools for mastering low contact. You don't have to choose just one. You can adapt them based on the situation. But the key takeaway is this: they give you the power. You won't be dragged into their drama. You will stand strong. But we can't stop at theory because real life is never as simple as strategies on paper. Whether you choose no contact or low contact, there will always be challenges trying to pull you back into the drama, and the biggest challenge often comes from the people around you. You're ready to go low contact, but then your mum calls, "Come on, it's just one night, don't be so dramatic." Your friends insist, "Just grab a drink, she's not that bad." Your co-worker casually says, "Join the group, don't be so distant." These aren't just invitations. They're invisible strings, trying to pull you back into the very place you fought to leave. Let's take a deeper look. Why are these pressures so powerful? Because narcissists never operate alone. They have a support system, people who knowingly or unknowingly become their allies. These individuals often don't see the toxicity you're dealing with. They think you're overreacting, or they just want to keep the peace, without considering the cost to you. I've been through this myself. When I decided to low contact a narcissistic relative, my family kept telling me, "She's family, you can't just abandon her." I had to ask myself, family is important, but do I have to sacrifice my mental health to maintain this version of family? The answer was no. And this is where you need to learn how to handle these situations. First, master the superpower of saying no without guilt. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Not your mother, not your friends, not your co-workers. "Sorry, I can't make it" is enough. You don't need to justify it. Second, have exit strategies ready. "I'm busy," or "I'm not feeling well." No one needs to know whether you're busy reading a book or simply enjoying your own company. But even deeper than that, understand that this pressure isn't just external, it's an internal battle too. Narcissists plant guilt in you, and the people around you unknowingly amplify it. I almost gave in once when a friend said, "Everyone will be so disappointed if you don't come." But then I ask myself, why am I responsible for their feelings when no one takes responsibility for my peace? That was the moment I realized low contact isn't just about distancing yourself from the narcissist, it's about distancing yourself from the guilt that you never deserved to carry. The psychologist Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and author of Man's Search for Meaning, once said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space lies our freedom. When faced with pressure from loved ones, you have that space and you have the freedom to choose your response, not by giving in, but by standing firm and protecting your peace." I once attended a family gathering with a low-contact plan. I stayed for 20 minutes, greeted everyone, then politely excused myself with a headache. No one pushed back, and I left with my peace intact. You can do it too. All you have to do is believe that you deserve it. Have you ever been pressured into returning to the drama? Who applies the most pressure, family, friends, or your own inner guilt? Share your story in the comments, because I know each of us has battles worth telling. We've come a long way on this journey, from no contact, the ultimate dream of complete freedom, where you sever all ties and walk away unburdened, to low contact, the survival strategy, where you learn to step back, create distance, and protect your soul in situations where escape isn't an option. Both are powerful. Both give you the strength to say enough to a narcissist's manipulation. But the final question remains, which choice is right for you? Let's take a moment to reflect. No contact is the pinnacle of liberation, like burning every bridge, walking past the ashes and starting anew. It requires the right circumstances, the right support, and the unwavering resolve to never look back. But if life, with its children, jobs, and complex relationships, doesn't allow that path, then low contact becomes the light in the darkness. It may not be glamorous or dramatic, but it works, because it gives you control in situations where you once felt powerless. And here's what I want you to remember. There is no right or wrong choice, only the choice that fits you, your circumstances, and your soul. You don't have to get it perfect from the start. Try, adjust, refine. Be the grey rock when the narcissist provokes you. Build your firewall when they dig for information. Shine like yellow rock when you need to maintain balance for those around you. Every small step, whether it's declining an invitation or staying silent in the face of provocation, is a victory, a declaration that you will not let them define you. The psychologist Sigmund Freud once said, "Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility and most people are frightened of responsibility. But I believe you are not most people. You're here, you're listening, you're searching, and that means you are ready to take responsibility for your own peace. Whether you choose no contact or low contact, you are choosing freedom. Freedom from drama, freedom from manipulation, freedom to be yourself." So take action today. Try one technique, grey rock, firewall, or yellow rock, and come back to tell me how it went. You don't need to change the narcissist. They won't change, and that's not your job. Your job is to change how you protect yourself, how you stand firm in the storm. This journey isn't about pleasing anyone else. It's about liberating yourself, reclaiming your right to live a life that isn't drained by drama. Thank you for joining me in this video. If you found it helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next insights. You deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve a soul unburdened, and you have the power to make that your reality. Start today.